Good evening, everybody. Jerry and the gang here. Got the cats and the fish and everybody going. So I just wanted to spend some time and show you how the tank looks now and talk about in some detail about the changes that I'm making, you know, to go along with all the verbiage I'm babbling about on the bar report. So let me, you can see what the tank looks like overall. And I'm going to zoom in a second. So it's a little after 10 o'clock. I did about a 60% water change just a little while ago. Did my EI dosing, little Excel, and that's about it. So let's zoom in and I'll show you what's going on. So over here on the right, you can see my hair grass. I really like this. It definitely needs a trim and I need to pull it away from the edges, but it's growing back nicely after I let it go bad after putzing around with poor CO2 for kind of weeks on purpose, so that's doing pretty well. Here you can see the Coffeefolia. I've trimmed a lot of it, but there's way more to go. I pretty much trimmed all of the leaves that had any BBA or GSA or anything on it. I missed a couple, but they grow back quick. There you can see my flower stalk. It's almost gone now, but the plant itself is doing well. Okay. So here's my Cryptocoryne parva. It spreads, my God, so slowly. Talk about having to have patience. So it does have a little DGA in there that I need to clean. That one I uprooted before just to take a look at it and shake it clean. So I need to, clean out and trim, just these few sections here. Okay. Here is a Sagittario subulata that I'm always telling you that I'm going to remove. I really like it. It's growing really well. It did well when CO2 and no dosing and I let the tank go. It actually continued to do really well. So this, I think, is going to be a good low light candidate for a non-CO2 if I ever go that way. Here you see I cleaned out the rest of the path, and there's some of the ET that I added. Here I've been trimming the Anubias Petite. I took a big section from the back and I put it over to the left. You'll see that. But I have way more to go. I'm still trimming. I have to do all of the sections bit by bit, but you see a lot of new growth in there, and I've trimmed a lot of the uglier leaves, so a few left. There's the Hydro Araguaia coming back pretty well now after I let that get beat up with no CO2. That responded fairly well, honestly. It took a long time to get severely back, and it never died out. It just didn't grow half as well, or 2/3 as well, honestly. Okay, as we come over here, you'll see here is where I added the majority of the ET that used to be in the corner. This is where the Storage Line Repens 49 used to be, and it used to run right along here, along with this other section, and all the way into the back where the subulata was. So I'll probably do the same with the ET, and I'll let that fill in. Okay, here to the left you can see I removed, there used to be a ton of Coffeefolia here, and I basically replaced it all with Petite, and all that Petite was culled from over in the back or here in the front, different sections. So you can see, sorry about my reflection getting in there, but you can see the tree is, very visible now, A lot less plant growth, or a lot less taller plant growth, which I like. Okay, so as we zoom in here, you'll see that I planted a few sprigs of hair grass. There you see the tail of my lemon drop ancestris. Hopefully he or she will come out and we could take a look at him. You see I took a few sprigs of the hair grass, and this is the bellum, by the way. I put a little bit here, and you can see that it was is along this side wall here. So I'm hoping that it will fill in this corner. And here you can see I've been cleaning it out, so that's why it looks kind of a little bit rough, but that'll fill in, especially now that I increased the light. So you can see here I ripped up, I think I had a Sada UG there last, and I had Downway, so now that's going to be hair grass as well, and I hope this to come all the way around the corner, and fill in this side. So this would all be vellum and then coming around the front as well, because it stays short and I like the way it looks against the Eunubius. Very delicate. So here you can see the Eunubius Petite next to the Coffeefolia. I'll probably remove those couple Coffeefolia right there, kind of in the middle of your screen. You know, these couple right here, and plant some more Petite. But I have time, so I'm in no real rush for that. By the way, right now I'm running what, 12 bulbs at 100%, just to let you know. And that's given me close to 200 micromoles of par or over at the surface, and a good 100 averaging at the substrate, even in the corners. So these are very powerful lights. You can see, I think, in the end view. I'm going to come around and you can see what's happening with the back. I really wish I had a larger apartment, but I'm working on it. So you can see again that there's, you know, things are cleaned out quite a bit. You can really see this tree now. So as we come in here, I expect that this parvula, the bellum, will increase over here, and I'll continue working on cleaning the moss and the algae off of this wood here, and then it'll look a lot nicer. Right? And I'm going to keep this coffee back here because I like the way that looks. And again, that's how Tom had it set originally. I don't know if this java will stay there, but it's the only trident I have, except for a little bit here and there in the tree that got left over. So I'm just going to regrow it and then decide what to do with it. It might go in the 57. We'll see. So here I'm just growing. Here you can see a lot of Petite is gone. I culled a lot of it that was here, and I put that in front of the tree, so that's where that is. And then I added a little bit more up here in the trees. It had done really well there when I had done this previously, so this is a good way to get it some more par and faster growth. You can see here, there's the Araguaia coming back very well. It grows really quick, and you know, I don't have a lot of light, but it certainly likes the CO2, as do most plants, I guess. So here I need to trim this moss, and I've been trimming this Petite. This section here, there was a big rhizome of Petite that I used up front and split up, so I have plenty more, though. You can see that's a huge mass right there. And come over here, I have some really good growth here. I opened up this tree as well by removing the trident and the Windelov and everything else that was there. There's the Windelov, but I'm going to move this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Oop. Is that the other lemon drop? I'm going to race around out front and see if I can find the other one. Okay, but you can see here in the corner there's more Petite and my beloved Coffeefolia. Right, the tree is pretty much bare. I'm going to bring the coffee. I'll replace this Windelov here, and I'll put another. I might put another large Coffeefolia. I'm not sure though what's going to happen. I really going to explore keeping this tree open, and we'll see what happens. And you can see here that there's the Sagittarius subulatus already reaching under the tree, and I bet you that's not getting more than, I don't know, 10 or 15 micromoles of par, and it's doing quite well under there. So you can see that plants, once they get going and they start sending out runners, they really can do well. So here I have some of my hydrocotyle or pennywort. I like it up there, just keep a little bit. You can see the surface that I have normally, so CO2 is off right now. So you can see it's pretty strong, and it probably costs me more CO2 to use this way, but to me it's safer for the fish, and that is why I have this tank. As much as I stress or focus on the plants a lot, it is for fish, and they're really healthy, so hopefully I'm going to concentrate and get you some of that video now. now that I'm out front, of course I don't see that other lemon drop and citrus, so I still don't know if I still have two or just the one. You can see things are shaping up once I trim that hairgrass parvula over there. That'll, I'll bring that down a couple inches. It'll look a lot better. And then, my God, if that parva ever spreads, I mean, it's growing, but it seems like it's been 10 years since, in comparison, every other plant, grows much, much faster for me in here. But it's shaping up. So, like I said, I'll remove that subulata, and I'd like to replace it with, if the ET grows in there, which it should, or I'd honestly like to get the small pygmy chain and put it in there, because I like the look of the taller grass-like. It's a really nice contrast, and I like the green, and I think the shorter dwarf version of the pygmy chain will do really well there. So you can see, of course, my BGA is coming back on the trees, but I'm dosing Excel again, so that should be gone within the week. See my fish just kind of chilling, waiting to be fed, honestly. They know that after a big water change, and usually later at night, they know they usually get fed. So let me see if I can stir them up and get them into a tighter school or some activity. Doesn't look like I have 200 or 300 cardinals in there, I'm sure I've lost a few, but there's actually quite a lot if you start to count, groups of 10, and just say, well, how many groups of 10 do I have, or groups of 20, and everywhere you look, there's tons in the back that you're not seeing. There's all sorts of areas behind the trees and under them that they're all in. Oh, I think it'll be a lot better looking when that vellum grows in that corner there, and the ET fills in. Usually the water is, like I said, a little clearer, but because of the very recent water change, it's a tiny bit cloudy. You can see the surface ripple from this angle. I'd rather it be too strong than not enough, as I said. So this is a pretty good view end to end. The Cardinals look really good, I think. They're not the most active of fish, I have to tell you. Well, when they're eating, they're much more active, I'll tell you that much. But they kind of... So all in all, I would say, to wrap things up after after a lot of babbling and silence intermingled. I think things are doing pretty well overall. I'm reasonably happy with the growth. I'd really like to get my CO2 situation straightened out. It's been about a week since I switched injecting the CO2 into the main MAG 1800 pump instead of using the Brio 1000. You know, the GPH is a lot greater. I think it's doing a better job, honestly. So we'll see what happens. You know, I think I need to continue to work on CO2 and just increase the efficiency. I think I have enough going in, quote unquote. I'm just not, it's not optimally chopped or misted or whatever. Growth is really pretty good though. You know, the bigger thing that tells me it's not right is the continuing BBA, you know, and you know, other than that, I'm pretty happy with, like I said, how things are looking and going. I think this corner will look a lot better once that hair growth grows in, and once the ET grows in there, that'll look a lot better. Same here. I'll leave a little bit of 80 up front, and then you can see the Araguay needs to fill in a little bit. The Petite as well. Not sure if I'll put anything back there. We'll see, but overall, I cleaned a lot of the mosses as well, and things are shaping up. The tank is almost 2 years old now, so it's going to come time soon where I'm going to ask Tom to come out and rescape it. You know, and probably use most of the same species I have here, probably remove a few, and remove the trees and go with some nice rock work, and we'll see what happens. Alright, that's about it. Sorry for babbling on so long. I know that was probably excruciating for everybody to listen to, but that's what it is. Alright, have a great one, everybody. Take care. Bye.